staying up to finish late night assignments, and some of us finding a new best friend, coffee. Year after year, in spite of life's challenges, adversities, and discouragements, we return to this campus because we had a dream to acquire knowledge and change the world around us for the better, a dream to help others reach their potential. We are now ready to go out of this nest armed with knowledge, skill, experience, and above all, perseverance. We are not afraid to make mistakes, because in the quoted by Albert Einstein, those who never make a mistake never try anything new. We will embrace change as we face the future and continue to chase our dreams, moving from grace to grace, glory to glory. We, the class of 2015 at the University of West Georgia, will be the small group of thoughtful, committed citizens who will change the world. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Sandra. At this time, I'd like to recognize the special guest of our guest speaker, Mr. Greg Adams, the family and friends. His sisters and brothers, Moreland Adams, over here to my right, Sharon Walker, and Steve Adams, and family friend Gary Kennard. Thank you for being with us today. The University of West Georgia has a long-standing tradition of both service and leadership. I'm honored to welcome Mr. Greg Adams, your commencement speaker, whose professional life has been committed to the very same. Mr. Adams is the Executive Vice President and one of 3 Kaiser Permanente Group presidents, reporting to the Chairman and CEO. He is responsible for Kaiser Permanente's Northern California region, serving more than 3.8 million members and operating 21 hospitals and 67 medical offices and facilities. Mr. Adams has 30 years of leadership experience as a senior healthcare executive and strategic consultant. He serves on numerous boards and councils. He earned his master's degree from Wichita State University and his bachelor's degree from Oglethorpe University, but grew up right here in Carrollton, Georgia. I welcome Mr. Greg Adams.
Good morning. Thank you, President Morrell, faculty, staff, honored guests, parents, families, friends, and especially graduates. It's an honor for me to be here today and to be a part of this celebration. I would like to offer my congratulations to you, the University of West Georgia's class of 2015. A semester or so ago, I had the opportunity to be where you are, families. My son graduated from Seattle University, and I tell you, I was rather critical of the commencement speaker, so I would ask that you be more kind than I. But that said, graduates, we're here today to recognize and acknowledge and celebrate your hard work and your dedication. It is a day for you to pat yourself on the back for what you've accomplished. And it's also a day for the faculty that has guided you over the last few years to feel a sense of pride for the educational success you have achieved. This is a moment of defining your future, and you have a world of possibilities ahead of you. Enjoy this moment. Now, I am not going to try and impart lofty words of wisdom, thinking back to my Seattle experience. Instead, I'm going to see if I can set the record for a meaningful and yet short speech. What I want to do today is to offer 3 specific guidelines for success. The 3 guidelines that I offer have been very much a part of my life and my career. But when I say success, I don't necessarily mean material success. I'm talking about a success in realizing your potential and making the most of every opportunity. Success in living a good and meaningful life. Success in taking what you have learned and earned and using it to make this world a better place. So here are my 3 guidelines for success. 1, stay in the game and keep moving forward. 2, keep your balcony people close, and by all means, stay out of the basement. 3, claim your power and the place you want to be in the world. First, stay in the game and keep moving forward. Seems self-evident, right? And it sounds easy, but it's not. I think about what my mother used to say to me and my brothers and sisters. I remember it as, keep on keeping on. But in truth, what she really said was, Lord, help me to keep on keeping on. She knew from a long experience that it wasn't easy and that sometimes we need help. For those of you that may have read The Alchemist, a book by Paul Coelho, he writes, to realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation. There's no way for you graduates to know your destiny today. Growing up right here in this community, I had no idea that I would be standing in front of you as an officer and a senior leader of a $56 billion organization. I didn't have the ability to realize that as a dream. I had no concept, no possible way to realize the roles and responsibilities I have today at Kaiser Permanente. The organization is the largest integrated delivery system in the country. Every day I get up, I go to work, and I help our organization reshape how healthcare is being delivered, not just to improve the health and well-being of our 10 million members, but to also improve the health of our nation. I'm a part of making this change happen, along with 18,000 physicians and 175,000 employees. These are impressive numbers. In this amazing company, we've reduced the risk of our members dying from heart disease by 30%. We've reduced the chance of them experiencing a stroke by 40%. And we've reduced hospital mortality by 40%. And every once in a while, I get to say, we're going north. I get to make these kinds of results happen. But behind these numbers are real people. People who are living lives. Moms and dads, sons and daughters, friends and loved ones who are alive today, healthier and happier because of the work we do. It's a privilege for me to be able to lead such a great group of people, a privilege I wasn't even able to imagine when I was sitting where you are today. Of course, I had big dreams. I wanted to achieve something big. But what I've learned over and over and over again is that dreams are only dreams if you aren't willing to bring them to life. It is okay to close your eyes and dreams, but you have to be willing to open your eyes and see, and then get busy doing. You will have to be willing, even eager, to fail and fail again, and then to get up and to keep on keeping on. The truth is that some of our biggest successes, some of your biggest successes in life will come from failure. I've had my share of failures. I started very early in my career, graduated from high school at 15, finished nursing school at 18. I was always used to success. Early in my career, I was leading a regional delivery system and medical center in Southern California. When the parent company decided to merge this medical center into a number of other medical centers and to create this large healthcare system in Southern California. The decision was made as a result of a study that I and another colleague had done. So as you can imagine, I saw this as my greatest opportunity yet. In my mind, I was ready and I was to be the CEO of this new company. The company at its closure was to be about almost $1 billion. So for the next year, I spent all of my time focused on this merger. I poured my energies into creating this new organization. I didn't spend a lot of time worrying about the medical center that I was actually being paid to run, so I didn't keep on keeping on. And as a result, when it came time for the new company to be formed and for the board to select a CEO, I didn't have their support because the medical center that I was being paid to run was not performing at the level expected. In fact, it became clear to me that the new CEO, who was a rather tough woman, by the way, was actually going to replace the entire team. So instead of my having this crowning success that I had worked for over a year to achieve, I was about to be out of a job. I was disappointed. I had worked hard to make this merger happen. And most importantly, I really didn't know what it was like to fail. And this was failure. I got a little depressed, got a little dark. But after a few weeks, I knew that I had to get up, that I couldn't stay wallowing in self-pity. So after consulting with a few of my special balcony friends, I did something that was very scary. I took all of my savings and started my own company, a healthcare consulting company. Within the first 6 months, I billed more than I had made in the last 3 years. Because I failed and I refused to let failure define me, I was even more successful than I had ever envisioned. But to be clear, my success was not the money. It was much, much more than that. It was more about my ability, without the resources of a large organization, to do the hard work and to succeed. The confidence that I gained in myself and my potential was the success. And I left that experience realizing that I could succeed in anything I set out to do. If it had not been for that failure and how I responded, I wouldn't be speaking to you today, because I most likely would not have been asked to be a top leader at Kaiser Permanente. Now, everyone who works for me knows that if they start a sentence with, "I hope," or "we are hoping," they will not get to finish the sentence, because I will tell them what I have learned in all of this. Hope is not a plan. Hope alone can change nothing. What makes change, opportunity, and success is moving forward no matter what. My second guideline: keep your balcony people close, and by all means, stay out of the basement. Let me tell you what I mean. Years ago, I heard someone talk about two kinds of people we encounter in our life. It's a simple concept that has stayed with me throughout my education, throughout my career. Even now, it's how I view and value my relationships with people at every level, personal, corporate, and societal. The first group is what I call basement people. I define basement people as those who say hurtful things that will wound us and injure us, that limits our capacity to be all that we can be. They're negative, critical, and they pull us down. They tend to crush our dreams and hopes before we can take action. And too often, we allow these people and their envy to invade our subconscious minds. We let them exist in our mental basement. And that's not healthy for the mind, nor is it healthy for the spirit. Balcony people, on the other hand, are just the opposite. They see our gifts and talents and encourage us to use them. They see our abilities to grow and strengthen our self-confidence as we explore and innovate and succeed. Balcony people build us up. They push us forward. They move us towards success, contributing, consulting, mentoring, celebrating, applauding our success along the way. So the key to success is to surround yourself with balcony people, right? I wish I could tell you that you have that choice. You don't. In life, you will always encounter both kinds of people, basement and balcony. What matters is embracing the balcony people and refusing to let the basement people take up residence and pull you down to their level. I will tell you candidly that I don't hesitate to drop professional connections or even friends who decide to walk down from the balcony to the basement. I value those who have a different perspective or a different worldview than I do, but I have no time for those that seek to build themselves up by pulling me down. Neither should you. I learned a few years back when I had left the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota and went to work in Southeast Texas. Now, Southeast Texas is a great place, but it's a fairly unique place, and it certainly was when I went there. And I really took the job because I was a Southerner that moved to Minnesota, and it was cold. And I'd gone through a couple of years of below zero temperatures, so I wanted out. And I remember after being lost in the garage, and it was cold, and I was getting disoriented, that I was not meant for that place. So I decided I was going to get out, and I was going to leave, and I picked the date. That's action, that's due. But I have to tell you, I didn't do the homework. And when I arrived at this particular company, I learned that it was on the verge of bankruptcy. Without drastic change, my new employer would close within 6 months. Now, the situation would have been tough even if everyone in the organization was singing my praise from the balcony and really supporting and pushing and encouraging me on. Unfortunately, that was not the case. I also arrived to learn and to understand that the physicians at this particular place was boycotting the hospital. No physicians, no patients, no revenue. They were boycotting the hospital because I had been hired. I had been hired, and a new CFO that was Asian American had been hired. I recall the chief of staff refusing to shake my hand. I was surrounded by basement people. I could have listened to all of them and failed. Instead, that CFO and I determined that we would succeed. We put together a plan, and we set about working 16-hour days, and we were young and drinking a little bit and eating at the bars, but you don't need to know all of that. But we engaged anyone in that community and anyone in that medical center that would listen. And something began to happen. After a while, other young leaders in the community and the medical center began to see what we were doing. And they wanted to know how they could help, how they could join us in this effort. So we had our first balcony people on board. And as we listened and engaged with those balcony people, we realized that in this community there were a host of young, diverse, well-trained physicians, men, women, different cultures, different nationalities. And they felt outside. They very much wanted a seat at the table. We needed physicians. We needed patients. We needed revenue. We became their balcony people. We invited them in to sit at our table. And together, we pulled our organization away from bankruptcy to performance. We grew from a single medical center to a region-wide system. And I was able to leave Texas because the competitor recruited me out of the market to California. So I challenge you to both listen to the balcony people that will be in your life and to also become a balcony person yourself. Consider everything you say and do, because your choices will have effects far, far beyond your own life. Now, if you by chance read Sheryl Sandberg's book, Lean In, the COO of Facebook, you understand what basement people have done to our young women. From the time they are young, girls often get the message through words and actions that they can't lead, that they should not have professional ambitions, that they can't possibly be good at math and science, that they are not to assert themselves, speak up, or present contrary points of views. These basement messages can make girls actually fear success. They begin believing that anything they accomplish isn't real, and to constantly imagine that the failure they've been taught to expect from themselves is just around the corner. It is impossible for these basement messages not to follow girls into adulthood. And we all pay the price of suppressing the thoughts, ambitions, and contributions of 50% of human beings in our society. It's not enough for you to surround yourself with as many balcony people as you can. It's your obligation to be one and to ensure that all women and all others in our society who've heard these basement messages take their rightful place as leaders, thinkers, and change agents in this world. My third guideline: claim your power and the place you want to be in the world. This was so important to me when I was growing up, when I was where you were. Because I had those mental basement messages. One of the things we all learn as young children is to ask permission. We defer to our parents and to other authority figures when it comes to determining what we are allowed to do. We're taught that we can't just run off and do whatever we want, whenever we want. Someone has to tell us it's okay first. When you're a child, this is a good thing. It keeps you from taking risks like running into the street or being disruptive or using the kitchen wall as a canvas for your art project. Waiting for permission, graduates, is great when you're 4 years old. But it's not when you're 24. It's time to give yourself permission to be great, to accomplish what's in you, to be a leader in whatever area you choose for the future. I know that commencement speakers have been talking to graduates for decades, and they did at mine, that they are tomorrow's leaders. But today, it's so much more important than ever before that you understand that and that you seize the moment. The simple fact is, change is happening in our society today at a pace utterly unimaginable when I got my degree. You are the first generation that has grown up with modern technology and live with it fully integrated into your lives. You are living proof of the pace of change, technology, and a social media the world offers. And you have the opportunity to reach broadly and experience the world at your fingertips. When I was growing up, we had the same phone in our house for 20 years. Today, most of you don't have the same phone for 2 years. The first computers I saw took up an entire room. You've got more intelligence than that in your pocket if you've got your cell phone on you. You can experience the world, its people and cultures, from the palm of your hand. and share your experiences in real time with people across the campus or across the globe. This is what defines your generation. And you are empowered in a way unlike any generation that has ever existed before. Over the next 20 years, you will take your place as leaders of our society. Along the way, you will be responsible for using technology to change and advance society. And it's an incredibly powerful tool and place for you to be. You are the most diverse and powerful generation ever to come to prominence in this world. You have immense power to create a very different future than any other generation. So I challenge you to claim your power. Don't wait for permission to change the world, because there are too many basement people out there who don't want things to change. Leave your mark and leave society and the world in a better shape than you found it. Now, as I promised, I don't have great wisdom to impart to you, just these 3 simple guidelines. So now, class of 2015, let me become the newest member of your balcony. You're ready to keep on keeping on that path as citizens of the world, to take your learning and education and these 3 simple guidelines to contribute to what absolutely only you can bring to the world. I look forward to living in a world that you are about to create. Thank you for letting me share this very important day with you. Congratulations.
Greg, I know that these words and your plan are inspiring to our graduates today. Thank you very much. Soon-to-be graduates, your relationship with West Georgia is not ending today. It has just begun. That is, of course, why we call this ceremony commencement. What this institution has done for you, we believe, has transformed your lives. But what it will do for you in the future will make an even bigger difference for the next 50 years, certainly throughout your careers. We are joined together. When West Georgia excels and succeeds, the value of your degree that you're obtaining today will increase. Here are just a few points of pride, of distinction that I want you to know about your university. For the 5th year in a row, UWG's fall 2014 enrollment was record enrollment at 12,206 students, the 7th largest in the state of all public and private institutions. UWG enrolls not only every county in Georgia, but 44 states and 75 countries of our student population. Most recently, the University of West Georgia was named by the Princeton Review as one of the 138 best colleges in the southeastern United States. Most recently, U.S. News and World Report 2016 Best Online Programs, and we have graduates in those programs today. Rankings place UWG among the top in the nation, including a web MBA program ranking 44th in the nation, and an online graduate computer information technology program ranking 12th in the nation. UWG's online graduate nursing program ranked in the top 50 nationally, and online graduate education program and online bachelor program in criminology also ranked in the top 100. 5 of our programs in the top 100 in the country. That is worth some applause. The University of West Georgia was one of the top 3 institutions in the state honored by USG Chancellor Hank Huckabee, who presented us with the Bronze Chancellor Service Excellence Award for Outstanding Institution of the Year of the 30 institutions in the university system of Georgia. UWG was recently named one of the top 15 promising places to work in student affairs by the American College Personnel Association on diverse issues in higher education. Once again, the University of West Georgia raised a record amount, currently $7.1 million of gifts and pledges, and we still have 2 months left in this year. Last year, 100% of UWG's pre-law students and alumni who applied to law school were accepted. 47 law schools accepted at least one of the 23 applicants. That is our student population. UW students from President Emeritus Dr. Bruce Sethna's marketing class recently won the #1 undergraduate research award at the annual meeting of the National Social Sciences Association just this last March. And according to a recent report prepared for the University System of Georgia, the University of West Georgia continued to be a strong influence on the regional economy in fiscal year 2014, generating almost $500 million in spending, an average of $1.25 million per day. This spending supported 4,338 area jobs and created a labor income impact of $208 million. The run to the national semifinals and a super region championship put West Georgia football back on the map. Go Wolves. And the final American Football Coaches Association poll ranked the Wolves 6th in the nation, along with a ranking of 5th in the nation from D2Football.com. The UWG's men's basketball team are in the 2015 Gulf South Conference Region Tri-Champions. They were Tri-Champions of the conference. And if you look up here, you'll see all these banners. These are our cheerleading squad. In the last 13 years, they have won 18 national championships for co-ed and the women's team. That is our students at the University of West Georgia. Now it is my privilege to introduce our provost, Dr. Michael Crafton, who will make some brief remarks and introduce our deans.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Dr. Adams, for your 3 guidelines. I've already started putting into place one of them by taking notes of my basement people. Congratulations, graduates. Let me put you at ease. My role here is exceedingly brief, but it is exceedingly important. In fact, it could be the most important role on the stage today. Let me explain. Graduation ceremony is composed of 2 halves. There is the ceremonial half, which we have just had, and then there is the conferral half, which we're about to have. So what happens is that I will introduce the deans of the various colleges. They then will recommend you, based upon the representation of the faculty, for the conferral of the degree. Once that's done, the president then will confer the degree. And when he's done that, it's over. There's no going back. So what I want to do is take a moment to see if anyone has second thoughts, because this would be the time. You know, there's a marshal back there, will escort you out. No? Okay, you're ready? Then let's do it. The Associate Dean for the College of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Elizabeth Kramer. Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Diane Hoff. I like that. Dean of the Tanner Health System School of Nursing, Dr. Jenny Schussler. It gets better each time. Let me also introduce the Associate Dean of the Libraries, without which there would be no colleges, Chris Huff. And now let me bring to the stage Dr. Elizabeth Kramer.
As I announce your degree, please stand and remain standing. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Art please rise. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Foreign Languages and Literature please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Theater please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music in Composition please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music in Music Education please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music in Performance please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Masters of Arts in English please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Masters of Arts in History please rise? Will the candidate for the degree of Master of Music in Music Education please rise? Will the candidate for the degree of Master of Music in Music Performance please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Humanities, I am pleased to present these approved candidates for the conferral of their respective degrees. Please be seated.
Good morning. Graduates, when I call your degree, will you please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Physical Education please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Special Education please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Speech Language Pathology please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Sport Management please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Arts in Teaching please rise? Our MAT students. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Early Childhood Education please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Professional Counseling please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Media please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Reading please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Speech Language Pathology please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Secondary Education please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Special Education please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Specialist in Education in Early Childhood Education please rise? Candidates for Specialist in Education in Educational Leadership please rise? Candidates for Specialist in Education in Media please rise? Candidate for Specialist in Education in Professional Counseling and Supervision please rise? Candidate for the degree Specialist in Education in Special Education please rise? And will our 15 doctoral candidates in school improvement, the largest class ever, please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the wonderful faculty in the College of Education, I recommend these candidates for their respective degrees. Congratulations, and please be seated.
Good morning. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree please rise and remain standing? Will the candidates for the Master of Science in Nursing please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Tanner Health System School of Nursing, I'm pleased to present approved candidates for conferral of their degrees. You may be seated.
Okay, we're getting close. We will do this in two parts: graduates of graduate programs and then graduates of undergraduate programs. Now, please understand that each graduate is important to recognize, and so it's important that each student's name be heard. But you are here to celebrate. So we're going to allow a celebration for 2 seconds after each name is heard. Now, I'm a musician with my musician colleagues over here, and so I believe rehearsal is the way to ensure success. So we're going to practice. I'm going to say a name that will be a graduate, and we will scream our guts out for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to cut you off for practice. You ready? All right, ready? Here's the name: Greg Adams. That's it. That's it. Will the candidates for all graduate degrees please rise? Graduate degrees. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of West Georgia, it is my pleasure and privilege to confer upon each of you the master's, specialist, or doctoral degree for which you have been recommended, as listed in the official records of the university, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations to each one of you. You may be seated. Now, will the candidates for all undergraduate degrees please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of West Georgia, it is my pleasure and privilege to confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended, as listed in the official records of the university, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations to each one of you. Now it is time to take your tassels from the right and move them to the left, signifying your graduation. You may be seated. Before we ask all graduates to come forward to receive their diplomas, we award special honor to our doctoral graduates who will individually be hooded today. We have 15 doctoral degrees to award, and we are very proud of each of them and their faculty. I will ask each one to come to the stage along with his or her advisors. Their names and dissertation titles are included in your program on page 13. Our first recipient, Jesse R. Bishop, and his advisor, Dr. Judy Butler. Congratulations, Dr. Bishop. Our next, Jennifer Elaine Elliman, and her advisor, Dr. Matt Varga. Congratulations, Dr. Elliman. Kenya Gilmore and her advisor, Dr. Jessica Buchholz. Congratulations, Dr. Gilmore. Christy Jenkins Hyatt and her advisor, Dr. Michael Kime. Congratulations, Dr. Hyatt. Donald James Holland and his advisor, Dr. Abbott Packard. Congratulations, Dr. Holland. Esther Lee Jones and her advisor, Dr. Laura Willix. Congratulations, Dr. Jones. Kristen Abby Raymond and her advisor, Dr. Laura Willix. Congratulations, Dr. Raymond. Isaac Sparks Jr. and his advisor, Dr. Laura Willix. Congratulations, Dr. Sparks. Jason J. Stamper Sr. and his advisor, again, Dr. Laura Willix. Congratulations, Dr. Stamper. Daniel Tyler Lane and his advisor, Dr. Diana Mindrilla. Congratulations, Dr. Lane. Kimberly K. Mulkey and her advisor, Dr. Linda Haynes. Congratulations, Dr. Mulkey. Karen Jenkins Birkenfield and her advisor, Dr. Susan Bowes. Congratulations, Dr. Birkenfield. Rachel Lynn Osborne and her advisor, Dr. Susan Bowes. Congratulations, Dr. Osborne. Steve Anthony Rich and his advisor, Dr. Gail Marshall. Congratulations, Dr. Rich. Last but not least, Marion Good Rosenberg and her advisor, Dr. Yung Jo An. Congratulations, Dr. Rosenberg. Would the marshals please now direct the graduates forward to receive their diplomas?
The College of Arts and Humanities, Nicholas John Sawalski. Eric J. Gilly, cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Costley, summa cum laude. Brittany Jana Prince. Mercedes Morgan Miller. Sarah Elizabeth Langston. Allie Michelle Martin. Margaret Lauren Burkhalter, cum laude. Anthony Lee Barnes. Robin Gail Harris. Hannah L. Fulmer, magna cum laude. Caitlin Noel Baker, cum laude. Madeline A. Turpin, cum laude. Mark Anderson Mycroft. John S. Whitley, Jr. Daniel T. Peavy. John Blake Doss, summa cum laude. Iman G. Hinton. Benjamin E. Olson. Hannah S. Grubbs. Raniqua Lee. Mary Camille Land. Deborah Kelly Richardson. Madison Lynn LeBlanc. Shabina S. Penjwani. Danielle Kathleen Smith. Samantha Nicole Harris. Chelsea Mitchell Horton, magna cum laude. Caden Brianna Bagel. Rebecca M. Knott. Taylor A. Moore. Christopher Matthew Pierce. William Joshua Neese. Erica Loren Hopkins. Raquel Coleman. Sarah E. McGee. Destiny Dior Angeles Diaz. Regina King. Courtney Terrell Jackson, cum laude. Leland R. Alexander. Zachary Everett Tyler. Hillary Lamb. Michelle Marie Moore. Natasha W. Stansel, cum laude. Jose Augusto Rivadeneira. Christopher C. Head. Justine E. Aldridge. Jessica M. Fountain, magna cum laude. Amanda Gail Shoemake. Marina Rakitova. Jesse J. Garbowski. And now the College of Education. Lindsay Nicole Bonner. Megan Elise Brown, cum laude. Jessica Ryan Ferguson. Courtney M. Helms, magna cum laude. Cassie R. Smith, cum laude. Ashley Renee Baker. McKinsley Denise Doremus. Rochelle Kimmery Carroll, cum laude. Jennifer Ellen Childers. Emily Megan Dye. Kristen P. Cunningham. Rachel Maria Bostic. Lauren M. Denton. Carly Ray Austin, cum laude. Carrie Barnes Accord. Megan Giuliano. Bridget C. Dudka. Anastasia J. Edward. Deaudra Beard. Courtney Brianne Eves, cum laude. Morgan Brianna Jones. Lindsay Marie Smedley. Lindsay Eden Davis, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Butler, cum laude. Jarrett S. Gray. Kenya Renee Buggs. Samantha Joan Adams, cum laude. Lindsay Nicole Barton. Angel A. Ellis. Ashley Nicole Dawson. Megan Nicole Grover, summa cum laude. Shanna S. Cole. Kirby K. Norton. Leslie Marie Bemis, cum laude. Rhiannon C. Morris. Rebecca Diane Reinhardt, magna cum laude. Jasmine C. Smith. Courtney Michelle Gunby. Alexandria Shamir Nicole Cooper. Jessica Lynn Holt. Lucy C. Cochran. Rachel Jones Gross, cum laude. Chantel M. Champion, cum laude. Aisha Nicole Dyer. Donovan Allen Barker. Ariel Marie Gill, cum laude. Shantice Denise Griffin. Christian Brady Cook. Jory A. Rustin. Jessica Monique Prather. Kaylee Michelle Hastings, magna cum laude. Abby Grace Townsend, magna cum laude. Madison Ann Marlowe, cum laude. Heather Elizabeth Lipham, cum laude. Jennifer Macy Warner. Brianna Ivy, cum laude. Allison L. Stroud. Whitney Deanne McCombs. Christy Lauren Justin. Emily Claire Rutan. Ashlyn Marielle Lewis. Elizabeth Marie Ritter, cum laude. Kirsten Lorraine Walker. Melissa Gabrielle Hosang. Taria Dion Wooten. Jennifer Lauren Morrow, cum laude. Kathleen Kahn O'Brien. Lauren Elizabeth Maddox. Priscilla Carmen Poisel, magna cum laude. Aquinta Vontae McLeod Spear. Courtney E. Reeves, summa cum laude. Miranda Brooke Williams. Brandy R. Walker. Ambry Morgan Earl. Jordan Ray Bryant. Tommy J. Jones. Bryce Gerard Sellers. Matthew Craig Milligan. Trevante Damar Burgess, cum laude. Tiana Chelsea Pittman. Adam Shane Bailey, magna cum laude. Jessica Ryan Keel. Jordan Caitlin Wyman. George G. Monomano. Kristen Renee Klontz. April A. Esposito. Philip Andrew Walker. Stephen Michael Magwood. Victor M. Simpkins III. Robert Trammell Baker. Shatera K. Bell. Mia Elizabeth Jenkins. Laura Orozco. Megan Lynn Thiel, cum laude. Laura Michelle Helms. Demetrius R. Hawkins. Courtney Taylor Miller, cum laude. Lasagna Renee Hurd. Lindsay M. Godwin, cum laude. Julia Ann Pipkin. Jordan Nicole Griffin, cum laude. Layla Keller. Amanda Lynn Williams. Tiffany N. Weaver, cum laude. Catherine Alexandria Duncan, summa cum laude. Haley Elizabeth Wilson, cum laude. Kristen Renee Wise, magna cum laude. Ashley L. Thompson Sutton. Janae Huff. Education major. Cassie Celeste Rainey. Deborah Lynn Tabler. Trebla Nashawn Gray. Courtney M. Kelly, magna cum laude. Haley B. Worthy. Taylor B. Watson. Caitlin Crystal Wispel. Melissa Smith Harding. Crystal Victoria Jackson. Abigail Betsabe Castellanos. Katie Ann Williams, cum laude. Whitney Denise Gilbert. Kiana DePriest Couch. Ariana Lachey Brown. Chauncey A. Malone. Glenn C. Barnes. Nadia Aisha Millsap, magna cum laude. Whitney Janae Ligon, cum laude. Ashley Courtney Edwards. Jessica Sierra Cox. Kayla Marie Butler, cum laude. Rashandria L. Johnson. Amy N. Gable. Courtney Aaron McFadden. Haley W. Evans. Victoria Jean Lutton. Laura M. Dunn, cum laude. Courtney Ziegler Denny. Joel Bickford Wing. Nathan Lee Urquhart. Joshua D. Wright. Joanna Cassandra Butler, cum laude. Danielle Brianna McGee, cum laude. Zachary T. Marks. Kaylin Inette Breeding. Annette L. Smith. Courtney Marie Snyder. Kayla Jules Smith. Marley Diane Smith. Megan Suzanne Strickland. Deborah Ann Coleman. Stephanie Ferris Pruitt, magna cum laude. Francis Lee Rhine, cum laude. Leah Stewart Riley, magna cum laude. Shaquita Shalon Poole. Latoya Robinson. Jonna Brianne Evans. Eliana Rodriguez. Ashley Lauren Wood. William Tyler Moss, cum laude. Crystal T. Pullen. Emily Elizabeth Shepard. Hannah Carissa Norton. Jasmine R. Sprinkle. Miranda T. Crook, summa cum laude. Hannah Haley Bates. Emily Ann Goodwin, cum laude. Jillian Ann Pilgrim, summa cum laude. Sarah Kate Seastrom. Crystal Walker Jeffers. Taylor Aaron King. Jenna D. Smith, cum laude. Kaylee Logan Walker. Rosanna Sutherland Johnson, summa cum laude. Lauren Kimberly Weaver, cum laude. Gregory Chad Brown. James William Young. Jordan D. Partridge. Kyle James Murray. Robert Daniel Dove. Bobby E. Burham. James Craig Sexton. Sarah A. Wiswall, cum laude. Grant M. Zimmerman. Lena Diane Carnicom. Justin D. Fordham. Mervyn Lackey II. Miles W. Brown. Ashley Megan Huddleston. Katie Marie Harrell. Jessica C. P.A. Joletta Carolyn P.A., magna cum laude. Betty Holly Zachary, magna cum laude. Morgan M. Bost, cum laude. Michelle Christine Petque. Jeremiah F. Marsh, Jr. Travis Chantrell Brown. Christopher W. E. Thompson. Kevin Michael Clark. Randall Antoine Snell. Ronnie Jamal Tullis. Jason Dempsey Dothard. Tiemba J. Moore. Jordan E. Myers. Malvern J. Curvin. Lisa Martin Kafati. Antoinette Latrice Godfrey. Mercy A. Ungum Chebe. Rachel Lona Nichelle Daniels. Whitney Patterson. Courtney Melissa Cooper. Susan Annette Byers. Alice Sanford Lilly. Jennifer Lynn Foster. Ryan T. Alexander. Marshall Jacob Shirley. Juanita Sue McClendon. Anique Austin. Kendra Laverne Flournoy. Sarah Joyce Beecham. Aaron X. Hill. Julie Elise Hillsman. Katie Ann Kelly. Hope Alexandria Baldazan. Dorlisa Cassandra Wells. Evodia Mbosi. Laura J. Ingram. Shantis J. Evans. Lauren Nicole Heaton. Sharon Yvette McMillan. Heather Sawinski. Kelsey Nicole Morrissey. Victoria Lita Chan. Aubrey Lee Duman. Kelsey Elizabeth Dillard. Jasmine Simone Shinnery. Matika Marilyn Holmes. Vanessa Renee Patrick. Karen E. Bussey. Rebecca Deanne Whitley. Emily Ann Richardson. Susan Alicia Moore. William G. Evans. Robert John Conroy. Stacy Danielle Walkup. Damaya Nicole Rogers. Ariana Christine Ray. Andrea B. Hale. Stacy Lynn Klemzak. Antoine T. Moore. James Arthur Matthews. Adrian Janae DeBose. Gina Riccobono Bruce. Jessica Ramirez Rios. Ashley Elaine Hodge is. Aaliyah M. Dreswicki. Meredith Nicole Draper. Bethany McClure. Latoya Renee Goulborn. Shaquana Cherie Yeager. Tammy Jordan Campbell. Daphne Renee Ofut. Ian Andreen George. Laura Tate Crimes. Brittany Ellen Hardy. Andre Tyrea Cole. Wakatha LaShawn Mosley. Leah L. Richardson. Maria A. James. Jessica J. Whalen. Jamie Lee Meyer. Leah Ray Cormany. Sarah Sibley Fleming. Laura Michelle Over. Wendy Ann Lozo. Juan G. Serrato. Karen J. Cole. Roxy A. Griffin. Ashley Brooke Skaggs. Tisha Cole Boring. Adrian LaShawn Foster. Lydia Diana McKeever. Kathleen Kane Muthing. Amanda Seaborn Carden. Keisha Renee Mitchell. Janet Denise Humans. Katie Green Dorsey. Lisa Monique Broadhead. Chika Nanyenwan Onwukemi. Jamie Vandergrift. And now the Tanner Health System School of Nursing. Kelly Elizabeth Dingler, cum laude. Megan D. Kaminsky, cum laude. Ricky Jacqueline Little, cum laude. Ariel Breeze Gould, magna cum laude. Yvonne Suzanne Charmé, cum laude. Samantha N. Cornelius, cum laude. Ashley Nicole Camden. Catherine Ann Bauman, magna cum laude. Nicole Kennedy Fasek, cum laude. Brittany Simone Davis. Chelsea Anne Marie Moquin, magna cum laude.
Gabriana Elise.
Gabriana Elise Dixon. April Veronica Howard. Mary H. Corbett, magna cum laude. Lisa McQuillan. Lindsay K. Bennett. Brittany Elizabeth Justice, cum laude.
Renee Ackerman.
Dusty Renee Ackerman.
Fabiola Carrera.
Fabiola Carrero, summa cum laude. Elaine Flores. Kayla Nicole Collier, cum laude. Anna Catherine Beam, summa cum laude. Carly A. Fuller, cum laude. Heather Nicole Bettis, cum laude. Casey Lynn McDade.
Ochoa.
Roberto Ochoa. Maya Brianna Mendez. Omobalaji A. Owani, cum laude. Shelby Victoria Burns, summa cum laude. E. Jerome Fowler.
Tom Ilias.
One more time. Jenny Marina? One more time. Jenny Marina Pompilus.
Shiambola Agio.
Shiambola Ajao. Chesney B. Tyler. Autumn Elizabeth Kaiser. Kelly R. Craig. Michelle Renee Jarrett. Morgan Nicole Powell. Melissa Hope Tate. Lisa M. Parker. What happened? How'd she get in front of her? That's Lisa. Shonda Faye Smith.
Umrani.
Danielle Nicole Parker Umrani. Danitra Rael Moore. Donathan G. Parks, magna cum laude. Melissa J. Robinson, cum laude. Stephen R. Washington, Jr. Holly Renee Mooney. Arlene Harriet McElroy Collins, cum laude. Margot Elaine Lancaster. Cassandra DuBose Allen. Laura Ann Cuss. Kelly Banks Teams. Susanna L. Jordan, cum laude.
Wanjuko Vinay.
Susan Wanjuko Vinay. Kimberly D. Wooten, cum laude.
Boz
Sandra A. Vaz. Angela Lynn Underwood, cum laude. Idris Mohammed Buke. Lorna Deanne Sales. Erin Lynn Ellis, cum laude. Kayla Elizabeth Easley. Brenna Catherine Frankish. Donna Catherine Dye. Kathy Diane Hammock. Karen J. Malley. Danielle Starr Watson. Malin Katie Hearn Spinks. Tamika Shanta Jonikins. Kristen A. Barnes. Adam J. Sundstrom. Diana Araceli Escutia. Jamie Michelle Parker. LaQuinta Rochelle Antonetti. Melba Carol Sally. Lori M. Culbertson. Jody Grace Michael. Sarah Rebecca Tebby. Tammy Lynch. Melissa Bolliard Downs. Tracy Ginther. Lindsay Nicole Allred.
Would all the graduates now stand and be recognized? You may be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the official representative of our Alumni Association who will officially welcome you into the UWG Alumni Association, Ms. Cindy Saxon, our Vice President. Cindy?
Graduates, I join the many people here today who congratulate you on your accomplishments. This is and always will be a memorable day for you. If the best and the brightest go west, those who graduate west are certainly superlative in every way. In addition to receiving your degree today, you are becoming an alumna or an alumnus of the University of West Georgia. You join a community of more than 54,000 living fellow graduates located in all 50 states and around the world who claim this university as their alma mater. As of today, you are granted all of the rights and privileges of being a member of the University of West Georgia Alumni Association. With those rights and privileges, however, comes a great responsibility to help make your university even stronger. We, as alumni, join many others as guardians of this wonderful institution as it continues to blaze trails to new possibilities for scholarly achievement, creative expression, and service to humanity. On behalf of the 60,000 plus individuals who have graduated from this university before you, it gives me great pleasure to induct you into the University of West Georgia Alumni Association. Please accept your gift from the association. Your Went West lapel pin is attached to your graduation scroll. We know that you will wear this symbolic pin with pride, knowing that you went West. Now I ask all other UWG and West Georgia alumni who are with us today to stand and welcome these graduates into our organization. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you, and you may be seated.
Thank you, Cindy. We will now recognize some very special groups of students. Bluecoats, you are a select group of student leaders from across campus involved in a diverse range of activities and pursuing various educational disciplines. These students love the university and have a story to tell about their experiences. Bluecoats, and we have some first graduates that are our Bluecoats. Please stand and be recognized. Bluecoats. Let us give special recognition now to our honors graduates. Those graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude, please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. UWG is proud of its Honors College, which has the first of its kind in the state of Georgia. Students who graduate from the Honors College have completed a rigorous curriculum and an honors research project. Will the students who are graduating with Honors College distinction please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. In recognition of the magnificent vision of this state, the excellent fiscal support of the governor and the General Assembly, and of our students' great accomplishments, would any Hope Scholarship recipients graduating today please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. And this one is one of my most important. Would all students who are the first in your family to graduate from a college or university please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. Graduates, although this is an occasion to honor you, I ask that you now recognize some very important groups who have helped you to get here today. Would the parents of those receiving degrees today please stand and be recognized? Parents. Way to go, parents. You may be seated. Would the spouses of those receiving degrees please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. Would the grandparents of those receiving degrees please stand and be recognized? Would the children, brothers, sisters, other relatives, and friends who are here please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. Now let us recognize a very, very special group, the outstanding faculty of the University of West Georgia who excel in teaching, research, and service. Would the representatives of the faculty who are present for today's ceremony please stand, and students, these are the people that guided you through your curriculum, and be recognized. Great job. You may be seated. We will now celebrate the University of West Georgia by the singing of the university alma mater. Following the singing of the alma mater, the graduates will recess to the outside of the building. Please remain at your seats until the recessional has left the floor, and after the recessional, feel free to use all exits of the building to meet your graduates. First, please join me now in acknowledging and applauding the UWG Wind Ensemble in the direction of Dr. Joshua Bird over here. Great job today. We would now like you to participate in the singing of the alma mater. On the off chance that you have not already memorized the words, they are printed in the back of your program. Ms. Rebecca Knott, will you lead us, and thank you again for singing for us today. Please all rise for the alma mater.
Western pines of Georgia, standing strong. job, everybody. Bravo. Awesome job today. Sean, don't do that again in the banner. Yes. Did everybody catch that? Yes.